Welcome back. Off Grid Canuck here. Got a new piece of equipment I need to share with you guys. This is my new diesel air heater. Let's have a closer look. So here it is, guys. This is the kit I ordered off of Amazon. This is a Chinese knockoff of a Webasto car heater. It's an 8 kilowatt heater, which is 27,000 BTUs and change. This kit cost me $250 on Amazon. I tried to find the Webasto heaters, the originals. They range in price from about $1,000 to about $2,500 for a smaller heater. I can only find the 2.5 kilowatt Webastos online, but for the price difference, it's a big difference. So this kit comes with everything you need to get it installed. We've got, I can't see it here, there we go. You got an exhaust pipe, which is stainless steel. And it's discolored because I've had it running. So we burnt all the original oil off of it. Clean air intake. That there is a air filter unit, which attaches to your clean air intake. Comes with muffler exhaust, or an exhaust muffler, I should say, which has not been used yet, and I'll show you guys why. All kinds of clamps and straps and screws and everything you need to install it in excess. You got a 12 volt fuel pump, a little inline fuel filter, tons of line to come along with it. The vice grips don't. I've already got a prime in the line and I didn't want to lose it, so that don't come with it. You got a 10-liter fuel tank, which you can pop, mount it in the wall. It's got some mounting brackets. Control unit, which either works on a timer or thermostatically or both. And this one here comes with a remote control. It's pretty simple, on, off, and temperature up, temperature down. I haven't used it, but it comes with it. So that's the kit in the whole. Like I said, this kit was $250 on Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description. You guys can go check that out. Pick one up if that's your needs. So I'll give you a closer look at the heater itself, and then we'll get it hooked up. Okay, so here's the heater itself. I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown on how this thing works. You know, start by taking it apart. On the bottom here, it comes with a silicone gasket. Take that thing off. Silicone's there, so if you mount it against the floor of your vehicle or whatever you mount it against, it doesn't burn because the body does get hot. On the end here, it's the air intake. You just pop that cover off. From there, the top pops off, and the heater just pops out of the casing. It's a pretty simple build. You've got 3 input outputs on the bottom. You've got a clean air intake, your fuel line, and your exhaust. You've got a fan on the end here. There's a shaft that goes into the machine with an impeller on the inside. That impeller sucks the air in from your clean air intake, and forces it into the combustion chamber. So right here you've got a glow plug, and inside this housing there's a combustion chamber. It looks like a soup can on the end. The fuel gets fed in to the chamber. The glow plug ignites, starts up the combustion, and once it reaches temp, it pumps more and more fuel to get a hotter and hotter burn. With the fan blowing through it, you get quite a hot fire combustion going on inside this unit. Now, once it's in the case, you can imagine these fins are going to get superheated. This fan kicks on, blows over the whole unit, sucks all the air off the fins, and blows hot air out the end of the unit. Now, there are a couple of safety features. There's 2 sensors there. One goes inside to measure the temperature inside the burn chamber, so the unit knows once the fire is ignited and how hot it is. And there's another sensor that senses the case temperature. So if the case gets overheated because the fan for some reason isn't running, it'll shut the unit down. So you've got a bit of a safety there. So that's it in the rundown. I'll be taking it apart in probably the early summer, the next month or so, to clean out the inside. And once I do that, I'll take another video and show you guys what the inside of one of these guys looks like. So I'm going to put her back together, set it up, and show you how to get it running. Okay, so the setup of this unit is actually super simple and really straightforward. I've got mine just sitting on a couple of bricks because this isn't my place and I'm not mounting anything permanent. Because I'm doing that, I don't want to put any holes in the wall or the floor. So what I've done is I've pulled the venting off my wood stove here. And I just stick the exhaust pipe in the hole, shooting all the gases up the chimney. So I'm going to put it together real quick and I'll show you how to set it up and get it running. So there's my fuel line going from the pump through the filter, runs along the line or the wall. I gotta tuck the wires in there and into a jerry can. I chose to use a jerry can because it's double the volume of the can it comes with. The hookups are pretty simple. You can't mess it up. They're all shaped differently. So that goes into the control panel. From the controller, wires come down to the wiring harness, which connects to your battery. Positive to positive, negative to negative. We've got a 15 amp fuse that's in line, comes with the fuse. Plugs into the controller itself, and then another lead 12 volt power and ground goes to your pump. The installation is super straightforward. The only catch is you got to have the 12 volt battery system in order to get it to work. Now the most complicated part of the whole installation is the setup of the control unit. You've got 5 buttons. You've got power, which you turn on, turn off, your settings button, up and down controls, and OK. So the first step is to set it up. Now the unit runs on a 24-hour clock. Oops. So we're going to set it up. I think it's somewhere around 1 o'clock. I'm not too sure. Now once that is set up, the next feature, you'll have number 1 and number 2. Now number 1 and number 2 are your time on, time off. You see the little timer icon there. If you want to set it on a timer to turn on at 7 a.m., turn off at 7 p.m., whatever it is you want, you can set it that way. We're not going to mess with those though. And then you go back to the start. Now the first thing you're going to need to do is prime your fuel line, because you're not going to have any fuel in the system. Your pipes are going to be empty. Mine's already primed, but I'll show you how to do it. With this controller here, you hit the down and the OK button. You'll have the H, I don't know what H stands for, but off and on. You see the fuel pump icon come on. And I don't know if you can hear it ticking, but it's pumping fuel. I'm going to turn it off because it's already primed. And that's it. So to turn the sucker on, you hit the power button. Oops. And it turns on. Now you can see there is the red glow plug icon. Comes on, means it's heating the glow plug. So it's going to heat the glow plug for about 30 seconds, give or take. Once the glow plug is hot, it's going to start pumping fuel, and you'll see the pump icon come back on. And you'll actually hear the the combustion happen. You'll hear the flames start inside the unit. On the bottom here, you see there's one bluish green bar. As it warms up, the bars will go along. So it starts with 2 blues, then goes 2 yellows, and then 2 reds. Once it's at the 2 reds, it's at full power or full temperature. You've got another little symbol up here. That is your sensors. If there's a heat problem, a temperature problem, that'll change from yellow to red to let you know that there's an error. And as you go through your menu, it gives you your room temperature, your thermostat temperature, so I've got it set at 20 degrees, your battery voltage. Now, my battery is actually at about 12.5 volts, but when the glow plug is running, it's drawing anywhere between 8 and 10 amps, so it draws a lot of juice. There you go, just shot back up. So the glow plug turned off. So if you did have an error or your symbol here lit up, you've got an error code that it'll spit out, and there's corresponding in the owner's manual. You can see what the actual error code is. And that's it. She's running. It's not going to spit out any heat because it's hotter than I've set it to. There you go, just turned off. So that's it. That's a quick and dirty setup of the diesel air heater. So that's that in a nutshell, guys. That's my diesel air heater. I highly recommend you get one of these if you're off the grid. You got a little 12-volt solar system or whatever it is you're running for power. I've had it running here since I moved back, so it's been about a week. This trailer is 12 by 60, not super well insulated. The windows are garbage, but it's kept the place warm. It takes it a while to get up to temp, but once it's running on low, it keeps this place at 20 degrees. And it's been getting cold. I know it's March and you people down south have green grass, but we still got snow here and another big storm coming tomorrow. And the temperatures dip down to -10 at night still. So it still gets pretty cool at night or cold. And it does a job. So I highly recommend it. I'm going to keep it even once I get my wood stove installed. It's going to be there as a backup heat because the wood stove does eventually stop producing heat once the fire dies. So that's it. Like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.